Welcome back to another episode of the Rise with Rami podcast. Today we have the beautiful Elisha here. She was the most anxious gym girly who has turned her life around completely to becoming the most beautiful strength and Pilates coach out there. She's created her signature program called Fusion, combining both strength and Pilates together to give you the best of both worlds. She also has an upcoming Pilates event on May 25th where she's raising money for breast cancer. She's so beautiful. Breast cancer research with the goal of $5,000 and 80 attendees. Here she is, the one, the only, Elisha. Welcome, babes.
That got me emotional hearing all that. Thank you.
No, thank you for being here. First things first, how cool that you combine strength and Pilates. Let's talk about that. How, why, where, when. Give us the dates.
Okay, where do we start? So, I was a gym girly first. I've been a PT for 4 years now, which is absolutely wild because I started before COVID, and the fact that it's been 4 years is just crazy. Pilates I didn't start though until maybe like 2.5 years ago. A studio opened up around the corner from my house. I was a bit sick of gym. I feel like anyone who's done gym like sort of goes through that phase where it's just like you go through the motions. It's so just like repetitive, right? I went to my first ever Pilates class and literally fell in love. And I'm the type of person, like, I walked in and like, yep, I'm going to teach that. Like, within my first class and like, wanted to teach it. And I, for a while, did the two together. I did the two separately. And then I was just like, nowhere offers both. And still, I don't think many do offer both, which is where Fusion came in. But I was like, I don't want to have to choose. It so just felt like at the time, and maybe even people now, I feel like strength and Pilates is my normal now. So I'm like, I don't get it anymore. But at the time, I was like, you're either a gym person or a Pilates person or a boxer or a runner, or like you couldn't do everything. Whereas now there's a lot more hybrid, like strength and running and everything. But I was just like, I want the option to do both, which also isn't going to cost me a fucking arm and a leg because Pilates memberships themselves are like $200 a month on top of a gym membership, on top of a coach. Is just like insane. So I was like, if I can put it all into the one with equipment too, which I forget about sometimes, is the equipment side of it is I manufacture equipment that people could have as like a little gift at the door because I'm a gift giver. Like, need to find a way to do this. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty much it.
Amazing. For someone who's nervous to start Pilates, because I remember I have always been a strength gym girly, and I love that there's that duality of it all now, because you're right. I feel like Pilates, from like an outside perspective last year, just like popped the fuck off. Like everyone was in their Pilates era. Even I was like, I need to try this thing that all these girls are fucking doing.
Yeah.
And what would be your advice to someone who's actually never done it? Because obviously there's different styles of Pilates. And like, for example, people who even just go to the gym for the first time can feel a little overwhelmed or scared and whatnot. So for someone who wants to start Pilates, what would you say, or what's your advice?
I think it's not as scary as it seems. I know I had this idea in my head that a Pilates girl is a set person. And I feel like a lot of people can resonate with that.
Yeah.
And I walked into the class and yes, it's fucking hard. Like, don't get me wrong. They're hard. And I know I'm even known for like, I'll host a class and we'll be like, it's going to be so chill today. And meanwhile, people like are dying. So it's not easy, but it's not as scary and that like, it's not like some judgy place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like that's what a lot of people think it is. I think it's actually really beautiful because there's so many different layers and ways you can take it your own. Like, you just get to make it your own, and that's sort of how I more look at it is like, if you haven't done Pilates before, pretty much it's a lot of layers. So you may start with like a squat and then you add a pulse and then you might add a little twist and like so many different things. If you just want to squat, you can just squat. And like, that's totally fine. Or if you want to add all the 10 layers on top, you can. But you can sort of make it what you want it to be, and it doesn't have to be as scary and daunting, and it actually gets to be really fun.
I love that. And if you're a strength trainer or even a runner or you're doing something else, how would you merge Pilates, let's say, into your week or your fortnight and whatnot?
One, I think it's so important for everyone to do. Like, I'm such an advocate of whether you are a runner, a boxer, a gym person, anything. I think strength and Pilates together on top of anything, you're literally going to be fucking unstoppable. And like that's how I like to think about it, is like, you're going to be so strong if you're running and you're doing them as well. Like, it just goes with everything. But I think that's one of the hardest parts I struggled with, was merging them together. It's like, you don't want to be sore all the time.
Yeah.
And especially Pilates with a lot of booty, a lot
Yeah.
of legs.
It burns.
Literally, I'm like, feels
I've done your sessions.
I can say that I even did one of my workouts on demand
I
a
love
few
that.
weeks ago, and I was dying, and my mom was pissing herself. She's like, "This is your own workout." I'm like, "Yeah, it's fucking hard." Like, but merging them together, I always like to do like a leg day and then possibly upper and Pilates together, because there is no chance in hell I'm doing legs and Pilates on the same day.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not going to happen. And then I think really important, making sure you have your rest days in there, because ideally Pilates is actually something you could do every single day.
Yeah,
and it's like an active recovery. You could even do it on a rest day. But I still think it's really important just to have a day where it's like, go for a nice walk, do some yoga, do some stretching, and let your body actually chill, because it is a lot when you're doing it all together. But really good for you too.
Love. Have you ever, I feel like this just come to me, like, have you ever had anyone be like, no, Pilates isn't good for you, or any like random messages from people or anything like that? Or has it always been just so supportive doing both? Because I feel like even I have seen people on TikTok being like, Pilates is a waste of time, like you're not going to gain muscle and rah, rah. Like, what's your thoughts on that, I guess?
I think...
I feel like there's 2 questions in there. So.
Yeah. Like, I think I'm lucky in the way that I do it is I've never been the person that's like, let's get Pilates arms.
Yeah,
that's what I
the
feel
wording,
like.
right?
Yeah,
okay,
I feel like
that's
it
good.
depends how you go about it, and like how you contribute to how people perceive it. Is like,
Yeah.
if I was to do a work and be like Pilates arms, or like, I don't know if you saw this, but I think it was last year or something, Miley Cyrus at the Grammys, and like her arms were ripped, and it popped off in the Pilates community, and people were going, "This is how you get Miley Cyrus arms."
Really?
It was this huge
wow.
But it's then, to me, that goes back to like, this is how you get abs, and it's like, no, like, that's not what it, and to me that's not what Pilates is about. Like, for me, Pilates I came into for the mindfulness 100%, because you have to concentrate so fucking hard that you can't think about anything else. And when I found Pilates, I was in a really stressful job. I was managing a gym and just like working around the clock, and that was my escape, where my phone was locked in a locker. I would get messages all day, but I don't see them for 45 minutes. I can switch off and just have like me time. What was the second part of the question?
No, I feel like we tried it in. The first one I think was actually if you've received any messages about from people being like, you can't just do that, or you got to do this, or whatever.
Nah, I think everyone's been really supportive, but I think like your Bible tracks your tribe. Like,
go on, write that down.
I would say this to my clients all the time. I'm so blessed with my community. Like, my clients, I always just say to them, like, they are the best people and the kindest souls. And like, I'm like, well, yeah, your Bible attracts your tribe.
I love that. Yeah. Speaking of tribes, you've got your event coming up soon. Can you tell us all about it?
Yeah.
Go.
Backstory is, so I've hosted 2 in the past that were just, not just a Pilates event, but it was a pink Pilates event. Again, just for fun. I honestly can't even remember why I wanted to do it. I just had this vision of like, let's all wear pink and like have
cute.
fun. And it was so much fun. And I stopped them because like when I would ask people how the event was, they're just like, yeah, so much fun, so much fun. I'm like, I want it to be life-changing. I'm like, I want you to walk away and be like, you really took something from it, or like it impacted you. Yeah. And I think the way I've done this one, like, does that in a roundabout way. Like, it may not impact the people on the day, but since it's raising money for breast cancer research, it's going to have such a big impact, like, beyond that. And I think it's really cool. Like, it's just having a much bigger purpose than anything. And just trying to remind people, like, this is so much bigger than, if you're nervous to come, remind yourself it's so much bigger than that. Like, if you feel weird wearing pink because you're an all black person, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's not about that. It's about literally just coming together for a great cause, raising money, and having so much fun. Like, it'll be the funnest morning on top of all that.
What made you want to do it specifically for breast cancer research?
I think, I mean, I'm very lucky I haven't been impacted in any way by it. But due to the pink theme, breast cancer research is all about all the pink. And I think even it's just a very female
Yeah.
empowered cause. And I think even not having been impacted, like I can definitely feel how heavy it is and how full on it is. And I've heard stories from clients and past clients and things, and like, yeah, it's a really important charity to so many people.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited to be supporting it.
And there's raffle tickets.
Yeah.
Tell us what we can win.
So I know. I honestly wish I could enter.
Yeah.
Every time I post it,
I need to get more raffle tickets.
I'm like, I wish maybe we just won't do the raffle. But the grand prize is an $1,000 Ava voucher.
Crazy.
I mean, who wouldn't want that?
We love you, Ava.
$1,000 is literally a whole new fucking wardrobe.
Yeah.
Like, you can get so much stuff
like,
for that.
Girls, are you joking?
And I just want to mention it. So all of these have been donated by the brand. So they've just completely donated it for the event, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, Ava voucher is the main prize, which is awesome. I'm donating the second one, which is 12 weeks of group coaching with me.
Fuck yeah.
That can literally change your life. So if you walk away on the day winning that, like,
yeah,
there is so
lucky
much to
you.
come. Yeah, lucky you. We get to get close. And then the third prize, another one I wish I could win, luxury escapes voucher, $250.
That one's crazy.
That one was just a moment of like, oh, fuck, okay, this is like actually a big event, which like I know it is going to be.
It's huge.
But I also think like when you're in the thick of planning thing, you just are so focused on it that you don't even think about it. Like even the fact, I was just telling my mentor on the call, so we've raised about $1,400 now. She's like, wow. And I was like, yeah, wow. I was like, you just get so caught up in the numbers that I'm like, since 5,000 is the goal. But $1,400.
It's huge.
It's huge.
Because when did you launch this?
About just under 4 weeks ago now.
And look at that. And only a few more weeks to go.
Yeah.
Where can people get raffle tickets or tickets to the event?
So all in the link in my bio. I've got a website that tells you everything about it.
Amazing.
There's a few different ways to get involved. So you can buy a ticket to the event where 50% of the proceeds are donated, and raffle tickets 100%. Literally every single thing from that is donated. If you don't want to buy either, which no one's gone for this option, which is so fine because I don't blame you, you can just donate without getting a raffle ticket or a ticket. But obviously you might as well spend your money towards the raffle and get more entries or a ticket. Yeah. And I want to say too, this is open to everyone.
Amazing.
So males, females, brother, sister, cousin, like everyone. And the reason being, I usually do women only events. Yeah. It's a fun rate. Again, like it's so much more important than that. And I also didn't want to discriminate from like, if any males have been impacted by a partner or really personally, I don't want to stop them from being able to support it because I would just feel like shit. So, yeah,
beautiful.
Come, bring your whole family.
Fuck yeah. So keen. So exciting. I want to sort of talk about like the mindset behind this, right? Because it's a huge event for such a big cause, and like you are killing it all over TikTok, all over Instagram. Like you are putting in the work. What are you required to do behind the scenes, right? Because there's always so much behind the scenes that people just do not see. Yeah. And I would love to know like how your mindset has been through this process.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a big question. I think there's so much. I always forget every time I plan an event how much actually goes into it. Yeah. And the thing is, like, this event goes for 2 hours and it's done. And then you're just like, I just spent, like, to give you an idea, I had this idea since last year in, like, October. Yeah. So since then, like, little bits and pieces have been in the works. And this is also an event that I will not be profiting from whatsoever. So at the moment, it's a lot of my time and effort. And I think the mindset of it is like, it's such a bigger purpose of that. And that's something that I've been like struggling with a bit this year too. So I feel like the fact that I've got this just feels really cool to make a big impact like that. But I think obviously it wavers of like at the start there's so much excitement and then people are sort of like, oh, there's so long to go. And like, but I think just believing in the purpose of like it's such an amazing event. I know with my whole heart that there are more than 80 people out there that want to come to this.
100%.
And it's literally just getting exposure because I don't know everyone in Victoria.
Yeah, literally.
I've had to really just be okay with asking people for help, and that's a big thing for me too. So
Yeah.
like asking everyone to share or to invite their friends or even just to buy one raffle ticket.
Yeah.
Because $10 can go so far. Like, can make such a big difference. And I think people don't even realize even just sharing on their stories
Yeah, it does.
can reach someone that's maybe never met me before, never seen me before, doesn't have any idea who I am, what I do in the Pilates space, and loves Pilates and events. So every little bit counts. The sharing, the purchasing, literally absolutely everything.
I feel like people don't realize how much of an impact it can create just by that little share or that little say or just that little mention to their friends of, hey, there's a Pilates event coming up. Even if you don't know all the details, it's like, oh, there's an event.
Yeah.
And just spreading the word.
Yeah.
So I feel like you really have done such an amazing job at doing that to start with and the intentions behind it. Like, who wouldn't want to come to something like this? And it's not just it doesn't make sense to me. So if you're listening to this, get your ticket, get your raffle ticket. Like, I literally bought a raffle ticket like ASAP. Like, I fucking love Ava. You know how much I love Ava. And I honestly need to get more. But it's truly so exciting and I'm just so proud of you. So great. And have you got your outfit all sorted?
No, I actually want to do a TikTok, of course.
Okay.
Of helping me pick my outfit. Because I'm not purchasing anything new because I have so much pink that I don't need anything new. I'm either going to mix and match like a darker pink, a lighter pink, and like, I don't know. Well, that's not on the top of my like mind right now. That's the last about like 2 days before, night before. Yeah. But yeah.
Cool. And can you just tell everyone where it is?
Oh, it's in Coburg. So it's at a place, it's funny, it's called Big House Arts.
Oh.
Yeah. Interesting. Cool. It's literally just a massive warehouse in the middle of Coburg. So really, really central. Yeah. Heaps of public transport and everything.
Yeah, great. It's like not that far.
No.
At all.
No excuse.
Coburg also has really good food spots. You haven't been to there.
Speaking of the food, there will be great food there.
There will be food at the event. Yeah. Amazing.
We always pull up with the good
You
food.
do. I was rolling out of this event.
Literally.
I think like as well with people's objections when it comes to going somewhere new, because I know you touched on this a little bit before and I want to touch on it now because like I've run events too and a lot of the times people are like, oh, what if I don't know anyone? And it's like, how. And it's funny because they're the same people that are probably complain about not having friends or wanting to meet like-minded people. And it's like, just get in the space.
Yeah.
Just come. What have you got to lose? You've got absolutely nothing to lose by coming to an event like this.
Yeah.
And imagine how much you'll grow coming on your own. Yeah. Like, what a slay. Pop off, babe.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Something I always think of, and I feel like I learned this from like a therapist in year 9, but like it's helped me now being encouraged.
Thanks, therapist.
Literally, what is the worst that can happen? And like go through every scenario. This is when I was big in my like full anxiety. And I'd be like, die. I was like, no, you're gonna be fucking fine. But like, go through literally what is the absolute worst that can happen, and you'll realize that it's actually probably so silly.
Yeah, it's not that deep. It's not that bad. It's always worse in your head.
Yeah.
Right?
You always overthink it and like make it this big thing. But I haven't said this on my stories of like, if you were to come alone and you were so nervous about coming alone, message me and I'll find you a fucking buddy.
Yeah.
Like,
you'd probably be surprised. You'd probably know someone.
Yeah.
Like everybody always, isn't it? Like, and once you go to one event and then you go to the next, you'll just think, oh, I remember her. I remember her. Like, it's actually the best. And then you realize it's that easy to make a community. Yeah. You just have to go out there and you have to do the thing.
And would you rather come and have fun or sit there and have FOMO?
Oh, that's a good one.
No, but seriously.
FOMO is the worst. That's the worst thing that could happen.
When everyone's at an event and you're scrolling and
everyone's looking cute and we're eating good food. Yeah. Oh my God, you're so right.
And I've had, like, the reason I bring that up is because I've had people say that to me from past events and be like, I really wanted to come. I was so nervous, and then I saw it, and I wish I was there. And I was like, well, you could have fucking come. Like, you would have been fine. Yeah. And, like, a big part, I think, because of the previous anxious girl in me is, like, I really do put in the extra effort to make sure that everyone is talking to someone, or like that there's not some. I feel like it's
you
my
care
inner
really.
child
Yeah, I
in me
know.
of, like, if I ever see someone on their own, I'll be the one to talk to them. I don't care if I need to talk to 20 other people. Like, I just don't want that person to feel like they came to something and they leave with no one. So, like, it's a really big part to make sure if you do come alone, you're not going to leave alone.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What are you nervous for anything specifically for the day?
I feel like I just so don't think about it until we get there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm so at the moment just in like the business mind of like, like I don't even feel like I'm running an event. I was thinking this the other day, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to be running, like actually running the event because so much now at the moment is focused on like the other stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, and it also feels a bit second nature now. Like I've done a few that like, I know how it runs. I've run so many Pilates classes.
Yeah.
I think definitely nervous to an extent of the amount of people. But it's going to be fun. I'm going to have a microphone and like, and I'm also like, I love talking. I love talking in front of people. And it's just always that first bit of like looking at everyone and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Everyone's eyes are looking right at me and I have nowhere to go. Like right there. But I think it's going to be fun, like having a little crew. I'm running. Rami's going to be there on the day. So
excited.
If you don't know anyone,
you know me.
Will be there. But having a little crew, because that's another thing, like managing a crew, will be really fun. And then I think just excited.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be my next question. Like, what are you most excited for?
Good question. I think like the actual day. Yeah. And really focusing on being present in it because
good one.
My first ever event that I ran, you would have known, I was shitting myself. Like, so fucking nervous. And the reason being I had so many people coming that I didn't know. Yeah. And I was just nervous of their expectations and all that sort of stuff. And also I was just so unorganized. Like feel like it has to happen for you then.
Well, that's how you learn, right?
Yeah. And like I learned, I was like, okay, we need to change a whole lot of shit after that. Yeah. But like so unorganized. We had people coming in when we weren't ready because we hadn't shut the door and just like all over the place. So I think like now knowing, I pretty much know exactly how I want to run it and like can give people exact roles so that I can literally just be there and enjoy it. Yeah. And that's great. Give the best class and like be the best host for everyone. Yeah. Love hosting. And just have fun on the day. Yeah. And be able to remember it instead of blacking out.
How would you think you'll best prepare like your mind, your body, your soul, your heart for something as big as this? Like obviously, like we said before, like right now it's just focusing on this and focusing on that. And then obviously that is gonna come to an end probably the night before or even the morning of. What do you think? How do you think you'll prepare for this event?
I think not doing everything the day before.
Yeah, so, great. Again, like that.
I made that mistake last time and then I literally got home and it was like 10 o'clock to bed and then the event. And it's just like your nervous system is so heightened and you're freaking out and then you're going to be stressed on the day. So like I've learned to have a really nice chill day the day before and just like it's any other day, early night, plenty of sleep because I'll probably have like nerves the night before, like excited nerves pre-Christmas. Like the run the other day. Yeah. And just like I think lots of hydration, good food, because you don't realize as well how much energy you give at these events. Like the first event I ran, I napped after, and when like for me to nap, I'm either severely sick, like so sick, and that's pretty much the only time. So like, I was gonna say, but that's pretty much, I need to be so sick.
Yeah, right.
I just never nap. So I was just like, whoa, that took, it doesn't feel like it in the moment, but you're like I said, you're making sure everyone's okay and having so many conversations and like there's so much prep before and after. So I think like, it's so important to have a nice, slow, chill day before. Yeah. And just also reminding myself, like, I can do it. It's going to be fine. Like, it's going to be so much fun. I think I just like to focus. It's going to be so much fun. That's like, because it takes all the scariness and seriousness away from it. Because it's like, it's just going to be such a fun time. And also, no one notices if you make mistakes.
Yeah, that's very true.
No one knows. And especially like in Pilates classes, half the time I never plan my class, which we're doing this.
That's wild to me that it just comes to you.
Well, that first workout did not plan anything.
Like how?
I've just done it so many times. Like,
Right.
it's
Do
like
you
a walk
remember
in the
the
park.
first time you ever just YOLO'd it? Like you went in and you're like,
I can't remember that, but I remember when I had to read it off. Like,
yeah,
I
okay.
remember in my first class, I was probably looking at my book like every spare second I had because I was
Aw.
so nervous I would forget it.
Look how much you've grown.
Oh, now I'm literally like, won't even write it down and just
Yeah,
go with it.
wow.
But like,
That's amazing.
yeah. But it's also like, I remember at the start looking at people that did that and I was just like, how the fuck do you do that?
Yeah.
But I think it's also being confident in like delivering it.
Yeah.
And sometimes I find the ones that I don't plan are the best ones
Mm.
because I haven't had any chance to overthink it or like it
Yeah.
just flows really nicely and you get to be really creative because you're like, well, they're doing this or this might work really well and then it does and you're like, oh, let's try it. Like,
Yeah.
it's fun. Yeah.
Love. What's your advice to someone who's maybe wanting to run an event, no matter how small or large the event is?
Yeah.
What is your advice to them?
First one would be just do it.
Yeah.
Because if you want to do it, then you should probably do it.
Yeah.
Like, otherwise it'll just linger. I think like post it everywhere and like be so loud about it because you think everyone's seeing it and you think people are seeing it 20 times.
Yeah.
But I remember so clearly at my last event, I thought I'd put it everywhere. And I had this girl that came, she saw it maybe like the day before and came and she was like, I didn't see you post it anywhere. And I was like, whoa. So it just shows you how much people like may not actually be seeing it.
Yeah.
And I think like ask for help and ask the questions because like I said, I was so unorganized and like just little things like I didn't have like a run sheet.
Yeah.
Or like we didn't even think to not have the doors open because people were coming in and we were still setting up. And then it's like, well, we didn't start kicking them out. Like too many came in that it was just like, okay, we're just gonna have to roll with it. And
yeah,
like,
okay.
it was just not organized whatsoever. So I think be organized. Like think about all the little details that maybe feel silly to write down. Like whether it's like when you're having when you're leaving the house, like all these tiny little things. Because you'll just feel so much better on the day knowing that. And I would just convince myself I don't like to over plan and stuff because I'm like, I then again overthink it. Or like if I, when you like overstudy, I'm like, no, like I just know when I need to stop, but you need to be organized. Like it is a lifesaver on the day. So just do it, be really organized and like spread the word to everyone. Like tell your friends to tell their friends and like word of mouth is so powerful.
100% in this space for sure. Yeah. You don't realise.
No, I know. Like I've had friends that after my first Pilates event went, I just wanted to let you know I was at uni today and someone that I know you definitely don't know saw your event on someone else's page.
Oh,
and, like,
wow.
Crazy. And she was like, isn't that so cool? That's so awesome.
That is
like,
amazing.
It gets to everyone.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you first launched Fusion and that you'd be a strength and Pilates coach? What did that feel like for you?
That was a bit crazy. I think that was my like I made it moment in a sense of like it was very, very, very special to me and it was like my first baby.
It is.
Like it was huge. Because that was before this event. And because I manufactured the equipment, like it was just this really big process and I forget about I don't know if you remember, there was so many delays with it.
Yeah, I remember.
So many. And it was just like, is this ever going to even happen? And like, I filmed I had everything ready to go and couldn't do anything with it because the equipment was just stalling. And yes, I could have, like, looking back, yes, I could have launched it with the equipment, but also like, when you spent thousands of dollars on equipment and it could have worked in a different way, but I think like, it was so perfect and like, especially, I love that you were in the first round because it was so special to me of like, even with that, it just improved and improved and improved, like, as it went on. But, like, running a group program, I don't know, was just such big thing for me of, like, I'm running a group program, so that's, like, something so exciting. Because you would always see coaches run their challenges and stuff like this. And I'm like, that is just so cool. Yeah. And I think the response it got of, like, no one's done this before. Yeah. Which felt like a really cool thing because I feel like at the moment, everyone's done like there's so much that has been done, especially in fitness. Like I said, the gym is just so like, it is what it is. Yeah. Sort of thing. So I think to do that was just so fun. And now to see where it is, like, that it's become my whole thing is really cool. Because Because to even think that like 2 years ago I hadn't even really done Pilates that much.
That's
which is
crazy.
Like,
and look how much you've done now.
I know.
What's your advice to someone? Because, like you said, with your first launch, you were going to do this and then this was happening, and obviously your expectations weren't being met, right? What's your advice to someone who is so excited about something, but it's not going the way that they had hoped or expected? Like, what would you say to that person?
I think you just sort of have to surrender a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to fight it so much and just like, to be honest, there was nothing locking me in of having to start on a certain date. It was just like the excitement of like, well, I've put so much work in, like I filmed the everything was ready to go. Which like in hindsight, it was amazing because as soon as the equipment got there, it was like bang, bang, bang. And like I had great feedback of like everyone loved the content and the way I did the launch. And like in a way, I think it was really a blessing that that did get to be so organized. And I know it's hard as it is. And like I always hate when people say this in the moment, but like just be patient.
Yeah. That's literally patience and trust the process.
I know. It'll come, and it's so frustrating because like I would have conversations with people who knew it was coming. And they'd be like, so when's it coming? Like, well, I fucking message them. Or am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, of course. It's me. Am I allowed to swear?
I messaged them and like I was also just getting no answers. Like absolutely nothing of just like it's still in the docks. So it was in this massive fucking shipping container. And there's so many things in those things. Like they don't even know where my equipment is. And then there was Chinese New Year.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, there was so many delays. To give you an idea, I ordered it. It got shipped out on the 20th of December. And I got it, I think, like March.
Wow.
It took like 3 months to get, and it was meant to take like 2 weeks or something. It was insane.
What do you think you gained out of that? Because obviously people might look at these things and think, oh my God, this is so bad, poor me and why me and rah, rah, which, yeah, we're allowed to have those moments. But for you, it was a 3-month delay. So in hindsight, what would you say are the positive or like the growth aspects that happened for you during that?
I think like the perfect thing, it doesn't have to be perfect or it doesn't have to be the way you planned because I've changed a lot now and sometimes I'm like, well, I can't believe I'm like this now. Because if me like a few years ago knew that, she would probably have a fucking panic attack.
Yeah.
Like, how are you not so controlling? And I think like there's still an element of that to me now, but like it used to be to the point if this happened, it's like, no, it had to be on that date because that's the date I planned, and like if it's not, then the whole world's gonna end. And it's just sort of like, well, there's literally fucking nothing I can do about it. Like I was doing everything in my power, and if you're still doing everything in your power and it's not doing anything, like you're just gonna have to be like, it is what it is, sort of thing. And also look at the positives of like I was lucky I had a mentor at the time, which was amazing. I would have crumbled if I didn't. But it was just like, okay, cool, we can spend more time. Like, I did a masterclass instead, or like, we did little bits and bobs that like we could do because there was no point in me just sitting in limbo, waiting for it when we didn't know what was going to happen. So, like, we made the best of the situation, which I feel like is the best you can do. Because I look back on now and, like, to be honest, since we talked about it, I completely forgot that happened.
I know, it's crazy. Like, at one point, it was the biggest thing happening in your world. Yeah. And then fast forward to now, it's like, oh, so much more has happened now. Whatever.
About that, I'm like, oh, yeah, it took like 3 months and I can't even remember. So, like, it is what it is. And just sort of, you can do what you can, like, your power. But at some point, you just got to let it happen.
That's it, right? Because I think there's so many people that get stuck on the how. So how am I going to do this? And how am I going to do that? And how am I going to afford it? And right. It's like just remembering why you want to do it is so key. Yeah. Same with your upcoming event. It's like, there's moments where it might feel hard and this and that. And it's like, you know, your coach getting you to do things that you might not want to do, right? But it's like remembering why, I think is so key. Yeah.
Because it's like, for me, even Fusion, it was such a fun thing.
Yeah.
And there are definitely moments where it's like, oh, no, this is so serious and this is work now. But it's like, it is so much fun. Like, I'm getting to do what I really love to do and, like, helping. I think when it comes back to, like, you get the comments from your clients.
Always are the best.
And I had one, like, especially, it's always in the moments you need them.
I know.
I needed to hear that. But I remember I had this one, and this was just like a big reminder of I have a client who's a nurse in the psych ward.
Wow.
And she said she did my Pilates workouts with patients and another nurse and I was just like, whoa, like this is so much bigger than just like anything. Like she was like, yeah, they loved it, and like how positive is that they get to like do some movement and stuff in their day, and you don't realize, because again, unless people tell you, you have no idea. Like I would have had no idea that that's impacting someone else that I don't even know about. And I think we can even become so self-centered with
like the ego,
me, and like, oh, this is stressing me out. But it's like, okay, it's stressing you out, but 10 women are like feeling amazing even though you're stressed out. You know what I mean? Like totally, it's so big. And like even the small things of, I will post a photo at the gym and like my client might be, oh fuck, I need to go to the gym now. Like you have so much impact. I don't even know where we started with that. But that was perfect. It was perfect.
What's like your ultimate goal and your vision for your business?
Yeah. To be honest, at the moment, I don't really know. Like,
I love that you just said that.
Yeah.
Great.
Like the past month has been a bit of a whirlwind of like, do I actually want to do it? And I think because sort of like what I was saying, like it can be periods where you maybe feel like you're not impacting as much and all those things. But I think like I really love the interaction and something I found, like obviously I work from home 24/7. I don't get enough of that. So for me, I'm just trying to find ways to involve that more because I love that. Like I love being on the Zoom calls with my clients and like actually talking to them and helping them. I'm not all about the like stuff on the computer and all that sort of stuff because I'm such a people person. Like love talking, really. So yeah, I think I would love to have employees and stuff like and have like an office and all that stuff.
One day.
And these events being like a massive thing, whether it is still a fundraiser every time, but like I even someone commented on my TikTok like, oh, I wish it was in Sydney, and I'm like, maybe soon. So like I don't know, in my head I envision like a little tour around Australia and like
that's huge.
Yeah. And no, I won't say that because that's sick.
Is that
maybe bringing back like the equipment on its own, like
cheeky. Dropping that. Oh my goodness. I had a question and now it's just eradicated from my... Oh no. What would you say to the younger version of you that was literally just about to start her PT journey, just start her business? Like, what would you say to her right now?
I feel like I'm going to get away. It's been a while. I was even thinking about this like on the way here. I think I forget I've actually done so much since I've been a PT, or like I was a group fitness coach before a PT and everything.
And you're so young still.
Yeah. And I
so young.
I'm surrounded by a lot of people who are doing a lot, which is where I want to be.
Yeah.
But I easily will play down what I've done because I'm like, well, it's not this, it's not that. And like, I freak out that I haven't got time. It's like, chill the fuck out. Like, I'm okay. I'm 23. I'll say that. Like, in case anyone else feels the same, I'm 23. And I think it's because like, I don't have any friends from high school. I fully separated myself from that. And not a lot of people my age. So I just don't see also where they're at. I'm just surrounded by who I'm surrounded with. Yeah. And obviously you look at your environment and like, oh, well, I'm not doing enough. Whereas like, I fully figured I fucking managed a gym when I was like 19.
Literally.
Which at the time I was just like, whoa, this is huge. And like, it obviously was huge. The question was in the chat. She was still very, very anxious. Yeah. But terrified. Like I did not tell anyone. And it's crazy because now that I talk about it a bit more, my old boss from that gym will like reply to my story and she's like, that's not the Elisha I knew. And I was like, wow. Because it wasn't like, I did not let anyone see it. Like if I was taking a group fitness class, you wouldn't know. I could easily speak in front of those people, like easily. But if it was going to the gym, like I would literally have a meltdown in the car with Jared and we would go home and then not end up going. And this was whilst there was a PT like training people. And there was this like battle of like, well, I can't be a PT and then be so nervous to go to the gym. But I also there wasn't anything wrong with me. Like I just wouldn't let people see that because I'm the oldest and I've always been like the really strong one and the one who's making sure everyone else is okay. And like probably what my relationship taught me, like someone was there to look after me like now. But I would probably tell it like it's okay. And it sort of got shown me that I went to a retreat And I just remember the question, what, like, this is so vivid in my brain because it was huge for me. It's like, the question was literally just like, what would be 3 words to describe yourself? And like, you would think it would be such a positive thing.
Mm.
But the first word that came to my head was perfectionist, and I hated it. Like, I hated it. I felt like repulsed by it. I was just like, I don't want to be like that. Like, I want to be a bit more laid back and like not care so much. But I was just like, not perfectionist. But I didn't say. I actually like ran away. Ran away. They gave us the option. They're like, if at any point you need to just leave the room, like, feel free. You're more than welcome.
Yeah.
And it got to me, and I'm like, can I please go upstairs? Like, my voice was quivering. I went upstairs and I just bawled, and like one of the girls running the retreat came up to me and I was just explaining it to her. I was like, literally, the anxiety is like, I was so anxious to come to the retreat that I didn't want to come, but it's also the anxiety stops me from not coming because that's so embarrassing not coming. It was like a double-edged sword of like, I really, really don't want to go because I'm so nervous. But like, if I don't go, oh my God, I'm going to be so anxious. Like, there was exactly, which like still happens to this day of like, you're going to feel nervous either. Like, I feel nervous going to events and stuff too, but like, I still go. But yeah, I think just like, it's okay. And like, I would always look at people being vulnerable and be like, oh my God, they're so brave. But for me, I was just like, oh my God, no. No one can see me like that because they'll judge me for it. And like, all these things of like, I never saw the duality side of it. Yeah. Which, like, now doing more stuff that I've done, I'm like, well, you can be a PT and you could be anxious to go, like, you could actually feel that way. And that probably would have resonated with so many people. Yeah, absolutely. Like, if I spoke up about that at that time, it probably would have been so good, but I was just so terrified too. But now I do want to talk about it because I'm like, I've worked with so many clients who are terrified. And obviously I've experienced, like, I would literally have full, like, breakdowns and Jerry would be like, okay, let's just wait 5 minutes. I said, no, like literally cannot step foot in the door. I can't now. I'm like, what a bitch, he didn't get this session either. But like, it was full on. Yeah, wow.
And I guess it was all needed. And sometimes we have to like hit rock bottom or just get sick of ourselves to realize like, ew, I don't want to be like that anymore. Same with like the perfectionist thing. It's like, you had to see that to be like, no.
Well, I was also put in a situation where like, let's just say I thought retreat we were going to be having the best time.
Sitting cocktails by the pool.
I was so naive. I'm a naive person at times, but like so naive. And then they're dropping these fucking bombs. Like, if anyone's ever been to a retreat, the questions are just like, fuck, I'm contemplating everything I've ever thought about myself.
Well, how old were you when you went to this retreat? How long ago was this now?
That was 2023. So 21, turning 22.
Wow.
Yeah.
So young. Okay. What's your advice to women? Because obviously that's so young to me because I'm 29, right? And what's your advice to women that age just stepping into this space? Because like you said, like you're not friends with anyone from school anymore. And I think like when people leave school, I think the societal norms or the Australian norms is like go out every weekend, go clubbing, get drunk, do drugs. What's a business? And like if you start doing something for yourself, it's fucking weird.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so what's your advice for people your age or that age at 2021 when you first started?
I think I've just always viewed it as like it's the best time to do it. And I'm sort of in like a trauma way. I've always like wanted to be financially independent and like I haven't had as much family support in finances and everything. So I'm like, well, it is on me to do it. And like I fully took that responsibility. And again, like, I mean, this could be a whole episode, but a lot of family stuff, I was like always like people would say I was the second mum or like my siblings, I would very much mum them sometimes. And like, I feel like as you do as the oldest, sometimes anyways, but, I think, what's the advice? Get to it.
That's okay. This is all perfect.
I feel like for me it was something like I just always knew. I was like, nah, I'm career driven and like let's fucking make money. Yeah. Even though that's changed a lot now. Like again, if me a few years ago knew what's been going on with me the past few months with money, would freak the fuck out. But she doesn't know.
Yeah.
But like no, going back to I always see it as like it's the best time to do it. Of like I don't have kids, I don't have a mortgage, I have 2 dogs. But like this is the best time, because I'd rather do it now and make the mistakes and figure it out and then be like 10 more years down the line and be like, I'm so glad I did that then. And I think I sort of am like, I don't want to have any regrets, which I'm like, I don't want to regret not just going for it or not doing it if I'm anxious or like putting it out there, because I just always think back to like when I have kids, what am I going to tell them?
I love this so much.
Yeah, like, because I think my dad was in a band actually, so like we grew up with so many wild stories, like wild things. So I'm just always like, well, what am I going to tell my kid, like about my early 20s, and like about my girlfriends and about like my business and all that stuff, and like I don't want to be telling them that I mean, like the partying and stuff happens, but I also think it was a bit different with me because we were in a lockdown. So I literally had, don't get me wrong, I was doing that.
Yeah.
I was doing that and then we weren't allowed to do it. So I was like, well, what do I do now? And I met my partner literally like 4 weeks after high school, which was insane as well because I was like, I'm going to be single and I'm literally just going to party. I literally just wanted to party and get fucking drunk every weekend and live my best life, which is so crazy, like knowing what I do now.
Yeah.
But I think the timing of like meeting him, obviously when you're in a relationship, you're not really wanting to go clubbing as much and like dancing with drunk guys and stuff. Also, we were in lockdown, so pretty much
couldn't.
I know. It was instead of like that phase, I got into a like really serious relationship instead of partying. And I was definitely the type of, I feel like people went 2 ways in lockdown and like really struggled with that.
Yeah.
I was lucky as I was working the whole time at Priceline.
Essential worker.
Literally. It was so silly. I worked in the beauty section because I was
what did we need makeup for?
I was going to be a makeup artist. I always wanted to be a makeup artist, fun fact. But yeah, we were allowed to stay open because we had a chemist. So they still had all the stuff there, regardless of if I was in like the beauty section or not. So I was really lucky to keep working. And like I said, because I got out of the house and like I was so lucky that I got to do that. But I use lockdown to like, that's what fully started my fitness journey. And like,
wow.
I woke up in the morning, I was so disciplined. I'm like, fuck, I wish I still had that sometime. I'd literally get up, my partner would always sleep in. I was an early bird, he's not. And I'd get up, do my workout. By the time I was done my workout, he would be awake and we'd go about our day. And that was my routine, like every day. That's when I started my Instagram for fitness. And some of the photo, dude, my first photo.
Bless, we've all been there. We've all been there.
Dude.
No, it's okay.
Literally in the bed in the background. He's naked, that you don't know because he's got the blanket on him. And Storm, and my hair's like everywhere because I've just woken up in activewear. I'm like, why the fuck
Bless. That's the real you. You just roll out of bed, babe. I'm gonna look for that photo.
So bad.
Oh my god.
But I don't even know if I answered that question.
No, you did. That was
just a bit about me. Any excuse to talk.
I love it. We've covered so much. Like this has actually been so great. I actually want to talk about like being online, right? And starting that so young as well. How have you found that journey and your relationship with the online space?
I was really scared at the start because I think being so fresh out of high school, so I I had a makeup account that I was using and I just changed it into the fitness one.
Yeah.
And I was like selective. I don't know if I was private at the time, but I was just terrified like certain people would see it.
Yeah.
And so scared of that and like the talking on the stories. I look back at some of those first videos, I was practically whispering. Like, because I was doing it, I remember I was in my bedroom and like someone else would have been in the living room and I'm like, they can't hear what I'm saying. Whereas now I literally will walk down the street and do
right.
Like crazy.
But you know what, you got to start somewhere. Right? That's it.
And she was trying and like, so like I could look back on all that now, which I'm probably not going to do. But like, it was really scary at the start because I think fear of judgment, which definitely is still there, but in a whole different way. Yeah. Like now I'm like, all those people I was terrified all follow me. And I think it's funny too is I've been asked for advice from a lot of people.
Wow.
Yeah, always happens.
Yeah.
But from a lot of people who I feel like I always haven't had the best female friendships, which I'm lucky to have because I have great ones.
Love
But,
you.
just bitchiness in high school and then asking me for fitness advice. And I'm like, whoa, like, I'm always like, yeah, of course, I'm more than happy to tell you everything. But, yeah, it's sort of like people are on your side. And also I sort of go like, I now literally have not seen those people since I left high school.
Yeah.
So if they are watching it, like, thanks for getting me more views.
Literally, I think, like, I always have this issue with some of my clients is they're so afraid to post online because they're so afraid of so-and-so from fucking high school. And it's literally just like, unless someone sends you some sort of hate message, it's not happening then.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's just does not it's not real. It's only in your mind.
Yeah.
And I can't stress that enough to people, right? Because you're right, like the online world, like everyone's looking, or like people are looking and you've got no idea that they're looking. Like sometimes I'll have random people message me and I'm just like, you watch my stuff?
Yeah.
Right? Like you've got no idea whose life you're impacting. And I always say to my clients, I'm like, you're letting someone down by not sharing what you know because you're afraid of Susan from fucking year 6.
Yeah.
Like, let's get over that. It's not that deep. I think you can tell I'm so passionate about this. Stop wasting your time.
I remember so clearly. I was specifically more nervous about boys seeing it, to be honest.
Oh.
Because I was like guys that I'd maybe like dated in high school. Like I was bullied in high school too, so it was like anything about posting sort of scared me a bit. I remember this one time, this specific guy followed me, and my heart fucking skipped a beat. And for a second, I was like, "Fuck, do I like?" keep doing like, do I change how I'm like what I'm posting on my story now? Do I block him? And I was like, don't fucking block it. Like he can watch whatever he wants. And even scrolling through my story views, just to see who'd sing about the event. And there were like heaps of guys from high school that are watching it. I'm like, okay, it's fine. Like I think something that changed my life in the judgment thing of like they're already judging you. Like, I'm sorry if you're scared of that.
Yeah,
but this
right.
taught me a lot is like whether you can either stress about it or not.
Yeah.
It might already be happening.
Yeah.
And there are probably people out there that don't like you, but you also don't like everyone.
Yeah.
And that changed my thing of like, yeah, there are people out there that I don't like. So of course there are going to be people that don't like me.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't impact me whatsoever. Like, I don't know what they're saying about me. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because again, like, they're taking the time to watch it. I selectively, again, don't follow anyone that I don't want to see their stuff about.
Yeah.
So, like, I think, yeah, they're either already judging you and, like, you're surviving and you're okay.
Yeah. Like, everything's going to be fine.
Exactly. You're not going to die. And also, so stupid.
No, go for it.
Any publicity is good publicity. Like, if they're talking about you.
No, you're made for Hollywood. Sorry. Sign her up. You're so right. Yes, pop off.
Time talking about
Talk more about me, please. I dare you.
But I literally like had that thing of me. I'm like, I don't think about like people that I don't want to talk about. So don't stress about it.
Literally, like some of the wildest leaders out there have had people who fucking loved them and also people who hated them. Yeah. And they're out there doing some wild shit. Literally. Right? And we're just posting on social media.
Yeah. And it's also not that serious.
It's not that serious.
It's really not. And I just think like
no one's going to die. You're not shooting a gun through your screen. Like, sorry, to get real grim. This is the thing, like, that fear that people have. It's like, but what are you actually doing? You're just pressing a share button.
Yeah.
You're not...
He just goes like this.
Like, share. It's literally.
Yeah. And you could either like live your fucking best life or stress about them, and what good is that going to do? Because they're going to think living their life. Yeah, they are. They're going to... Susan from year 6 is doing her thing still. Literally. And I think like whether you're on a business journey or whatever journey it is and that fear comes up, like it's always going to come up in different ways. Yeah. Right? New level, same devil. It does. It doesn't, and it doesn't go away. Right? Yeah. Because as you keep evolving and growing in life, like you're unlocking new versions of yourself. You're unlocking new things that you want to do and see and be. And it's like, of course, new fears are going to come with that. Yeah. And if there's no fear, there's no growth. Yeah. So we welcome that in. We say, hey, fear.
right? Thanks for coming. And then we let it go. We say bye. Not like, I think people think, like, don't realize that resistance to fear actually keeps the fear there longer.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Just cut it out.
Just, it's like when I do breath work with people, and I always say, when you feel the resistance, the breakthrough is after. Same thing with fear. If you feel the fear, the breakthrough is after the fear. But yeah, you have to go through it.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
It's not just disappearing.
It's the scary part.
Right?
Like,
it is.
Rainbows.
That's so cute. I'm out here like, you're not killing anyone, and you're like, rainbows.
I literally said to a client the other day, I'm like, so cliche, but after it rains, it's gonna be a rainbow. Like,
it's so true.
It does come back around of like I've just had such a shit time, and now I feel like I'm living my best life.
Dude, that was literally same, like me too, up until yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, what was I? Was I sleeping for the past fucking 2 weeks? What the fuck was I actually doing?
But sometimes it happens, and like, it was so necessary to happen, and like, as much as in the moment I'm like, oh no, I should be doing X, Y, Z, like, it was probably actually so necessary for that to happen.
100%. I want to try that in real quick when people feel that way with the gym, right? Like, they go into this slump and they don't go for a few days and they start to feel like shit. How do you help your clients, or even if it's anyone that messaged you about that, getting them back into it, back on the bandwagon, getting them out of that slump?
I literally just say to them, like, let's just take one step at a time. Like, make it as simple, like you're a fucking toddler. Like, so simple of like, if it's really feeling that overwhelming, like, don't even focus on getting to the gym, get dressed. Okay, cool. You've gotten dressed, get in the car. You've gotten in the car, drive to the gym. You're at the gym, you've just got to get in the door.
Like literally step by step.
Literally. Like, because some people get really like, oh no, I just can't get there. And it's like, okay, well, don't even think about that part yet. Like, thinking too far forward, like, let's bring it back. And like, this is where I feel like so much mindset comes into gym. Because you could apply that to anything, but like, so simple as well. And I think I actually just did a challenge with my clients of like a habit tracker challenge.
Oh yeah.
They all loved it because it was literally just simple of like, tick off whether it's like 2 liters of water a day, you're going to do X amount of steps. And like, I think I was actually going to make a piece of content on this today, that the biggest mistake people make is they go too hard too fast.
Yeah. Like,
even if they fall off the bandwagon, okay, cool, I've got to get back on and I've got to hit my macros every day and I've got to do 10K steps and I've got to do 4 workouts. Like, whoa, literally just focus on one thing at a time, because you being like actually ticking off that one thing consistently is going to be so much better than you just giving up before you even started, because it's too much.
And I think even just normalizing the fact that life gets in the way sometimes. Things out of our control get in the way. Like, for example, if you get sick, it's like, if you get COVID, you're not going to all of a sudden still keep going to the gym 5 days a week and doing all the things that you were doing when you're at like top-notch health. And I think people put so much pressure on themselves. And I used to be very much like that. And it's just like, you have to give yourself that grace and just trust that you will get back on there, and your body just needs to do what it needs to do. Or if, you know, something's happening with your family or whatever, like sometimes other priorities just come on top for like a hot second, but it doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It doesn't mean that you're never going to get back into it. It just means it's like a quick little reset. Because I think when people beat themselves up about it, it actually takes them even longer to get back into it. It's like, just accept that this has happened, because the sooner you can accept it, the sooner you can get back into the gym, the sooner you can eat well again, or the sooner you can do your steps again. It's like, just accept that something has happened, whether it's lasted 3 days, 5 days, or a week, but don't sit in it for too long. That's all. Right?
There are 2 like little sayings. I love my little sayings.
Yeah, go.
That I use with my clients is focus on what you can do rather than what you can't.
Yeah, great.
Because they'll spend so long like, oh, well, I can't do that long at the gym and I can't do this and I can't do that. Okay, but you can do 10 minutes. Like, and on that, I always say to them, like, something is better than nothing. Like, you going for a 10-minute walk is better than you not doing anything whatsoever.
Absolutely.
And like, I think that can change it a lot, because I had a client in particular that like always thought the opposite way. She would be like, oh, well, a walk's not going to do anything, or like one session won't do anything. And I was like, okay, what if you just flip that the whole way of like, one walk's going to make like, it's like one brick building a fucking brick wall.
Create that domino effect.
And literally I remember for her that was the biggest shift, because she was like, well, I literally always thought one won't. But what I said to her was, imagine if all those times, it was probably thousands of times you did it,
Yeah.
and where you would be now.
Mm-hmm.
But instead you were like, oh, well, that's not going to do anything. But you did that like 1,000 times. You could have been so much further along now.
Yeah.
So like
that's a very
something
good
is
point.
going to do so much more for you.
Yeah.
And I think it's like, I always say like this best thing you need to be able to do in your fitness journey is adapt.
Yeah.
Because things are going to change, whether it's your work hours, you might have a fucking kid. Like,
Yeah.
I said this to my clients the other day, like, when you work with me, I want you in 10 years when you have kids to still be thinking about what we talked about. Like, it's not about you losing weight in 10 weeks. It's about, like, I want you to learn this so that when you have an actual child, you're like, okay, something's better than nothing. Like, I don't have to do 5 workouts. Like, this is to actually change your lifestyle, not just to be like a fitness thing you do for a year and then you never do it again. Like, it's about actually living a healthy lifestyle that you can adapt until you're fucking 80 and running a marathon.
Yeah. We're doing a half marathon. I know. I know. Cute little fun story. We just did a 10K. I asked Elisha to run a 10K with me, which was so fun. And then at the end of it, we were like, cool, we can do it. I mean, I made the decision for us. We are doing a half marathon at some point at the end of the year.
Yeah.
You know, and you know what? That's just to add, like, that's something we've never done before. And that fucking scares me. And again, it's like the scarier it is, the more I'm going to grow, because how much growth is going to come with that along the way. And so much has to shift and change. And like you said, with the journey, it's like you have to be adaptable because you're going to have new goals and new things are going to happen. And it's great to have goals, but it's not great if you're not ready to be flexible and adaptable or sacrifice or do the things. Like, there is so much that comes with goal setting. Same with losing weight or building muscle. It's like, you can't just picture it and then not do the things that lead up to it. I think people will create a goal, but then don't realize there is a lot more that comes with it. And in the best way. Like, for me, with running the 10K, it was like, cool, like, I want to get new shoes because I probably need new shoes, which also means like I should probably go get some new socks, a little running belt, like getting a program and asking for help and like getting someone to run with me. Like, then I had Ramadan and it was like, fuck, I was not prepared. Like, I was not prepared for all those things, but I was like, fuck, I really want to achieve this goal. So you have to be adaptable and you have to be flexible if the goal is something that you truly want. Yeah. Which I think is key.
Like, you have to be prepared to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
Because so many people forget that. And and how badly do you actually want it? Like,
exactly, that's my point. Like, I could have just decided, no, I'm not going to do any of those things and I'll just bring it on the day. I would have died. I would have fucking died on the day. But like, a part of it was the ego that was like, bitch, you're doing what it fucking takes. And sometimes the ego can be really fucking great. Also not. It's sometimes you gotta figure that out at times, but it can also be like that energy booster that you fucking need. Like, my ego is that little voice. It's like, bitch, keep going. You can do better. Go do what you need to do, right? But that did require also sacrifice. And I think, like, in the online space especially, it's like we're following all these amazing coaches and things like that, but forgetting all the sacrifice they did too, leading up to them living these lives of making money and having a million clients and rah. But it's like, for some reason, no one wants to talk about all the sacrifice and the hustle and grinding that comes with it because that doesn't look good. But it's like, there's a fucking reality. Yeah. It's reality.
You don't see it. And
you don't.
I say to my client, like, all the people you look at and you're like, oh, they're so lucky. They're not lucky, but they probably brought their meal prep to dinner and you did, like, all these small things. Or they got up when it was freezing cold at 4 a.m. and their partner's in bed and they wanted safe cuddles. 100%. But they got up anyways. Like,
right. And like investing money into coaches and retreats and things like that. It's like, that's also a sacrifice. It's you have to do different to become different. Yeah. Right?
Slay.
Yeah. Just so passionate about
I know, we're on a roll.
We are. Yeah.
Blank.
Yeah. All right. What is on for Elisha's future business? What are the plans? What's the 5-year plan? What do we see? What's something with
5 years?
All right. Whatever. What are we looking forward? What even the rest of the year then, at least? What's something that you're really, really looking forward to?
Okay. I'm trying to be all secretive, but anyways.
Okay, yeah, sorry. It could be a personal thing.
I've got a lot, like, personal and business. I think business, there's definitely going to be a challenge coming, which is going to be really fun.
Yeah.
just get all the excitement and like, yeah, there's going to be a challenge coming.
Okay, cool.
Not much more on that.
Yeah, that's fine.
But retreat, which is going to be so fun. So something I keep almost forgetting that that's a thing that's actually going to happen this year.
Mm-hmm.
Which I'm just so excited about. And already I have my clients being like, what are the dates? Because the way I'm doing it is that I'm going to have 10 people and I've got 4 spots reserved for my clients. And then once they sell out, they'll have to wait for the public one.
Beautiful.
So, because I am very much sort of the way my business works is my clients benefit from getting everything first.
Yeah.
Like VIP.
Of course. As they deserve.
Yeah. And then everyone else gets everything. Yeah. So you got to be in the fusion community to get it all. But I think they're the big 2 main. Oh, and there will be another Pilates event that I will say will be bigger. Yeah.
Guys, so, stay the fuck tuned.
I feel like this year's nearly over, but there's so much.
Isn't it crazy? We're in May, but you're right. There's so much still.
And especially when I say that, I'm like, I haven't even planned any of that, but it's happening. Like, so that's going to be really cool. And then personal, I think just like almost embracing the boringness of things, because I'm so not good at that, of just like, I'm a very spontaneous person. Yeah. I like to just switch things up and like, if things are boring, I get bored, and I'm like, if things are boring, I get bored. Yeah. Like, I like it to feel exciting. Yeah. So I think just embracing almost the grind, because I feel like I do have big savings goals or like big goals of how many people I want in my community, and like it's gonna be boring, but like that's also what's gonna get me to where I need to be. Yeah. And I think a really big thing is I just really, really, really want to embody what I'm preaching, because like full honesty, I haven't been. Yeah. So I'm like, really just want to be like, you're looking at her and you're like, yep, she's a strength and like shredded muscle mummy, princess. And just be a bit more like selfish with myself, because I do still have a part of me that like when I train sometimes I'll be like, oh, I feel like I should be at home doing this and this, but I'm also like, well, you're a fucking PT, you need to be in the gym training. So like I think just taking time for me
amazing
as well to be a good job.
Where can everyone find you?
Good question. I'm like, what is my Instagram now? I think it's Elisha Warren _
Yeah, I think it is true.
Yeah, it's changed so many times. And then Fusion Strength and Pilates. Yes. On Instagram and TikTok is also Elisha Warren _
Amazing.
I think that's everywhere. And YouTube.
And YouTube. She does vlogs, guys. She's a vlogger. So great.
We did that every week. And then we had a bit of a break, but we're back.
We're back.
Because that's just like something that I genuinely love to do. Yeah, and also just for the memories. Because I'm like, then at the end of the year, I can look back on all the amazing things and just watch a whole movie about my life.
So fun.
Okay. Love being the main character.
Bro, she's going to rent out the cinemas and
everyone come watch.
I actually would go out. Bitch, I'm doing what to take it. Can we remind everyone one last time where they can get raffle tickets to the event?
Yeah.
Please.
All the links are in my bio, and I just say that because the website is probably too long, but links in my bio. Even if you DM me, DM Rami, we've got all the dates for that. Come. Like, you have no reason not to come to this event, because you're going to know, even us there, even if you've never met us before, message us before, and we'll become besties, and you're going to know someone and literally have the best fucking time.
Yay. Thank you so much. I feel like that was perfect. Thank you so much for jumping on. Again, please follow Elisha on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. Come to the event.
Yeah.
Don't be silly. Be there.
Don't have FOMO.
Don't have FOMO.
Yeah.
Thank you again. Love you so much. Thank you all for listening.
Bye.
Bye.